my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today just want to talk to the ladies just about emasculating men. I know that sometimes we're in situations, or we've been brought up where we may have been raised in households where women were emasculating men and we didn't really know what that was. But I know a lot of women have, a lot of past friends I've had that has emasculated men. And I've even seen people in my family, women in my family, emasculate men. What do I mean by that? Well, it's just where you're trying to take the power away from a man. You're trying to belittle him, you're talking down to him, and you're treating him like he's just not a man. He's less than you. And God created us to be helpmates to men. Therefore, the man is supposed to lead the way and we are supposed to help them, but we can't be of help to them or help in their lives if we're trying to tear them down, or if we're trying to be the head and make them the tail. And I'm not saying that they're the head and we're the tail, because Bible tells us that we're all supposed to be the head and not the tail. But I'm just saying, like, our men are supposed to be the leaders in our lives when we pair with them, is what I'm saying. So if you're married, you're supposed to let your husband lead the way. That's why you're supposed to be careful of who you marry, because you make sure that you're leading a man who is leading you closer to God, or whatever your belief is, or whatever you're trying to get to in life. And you're just supposed to help him along the way to reach those goals, because he's doing it for you and your kids too. But anyway, so back to what I was trying to say. We, as women, we have very, very powerful tongues. Everybody has a powerful tongue, but it's something about us women. It's like we got venom in our veins, especially when we get upset or when we don't feel like things are going our way. We can be very venomous. And when we do that, we tend to, a lot of us, especially those of us who are in relationships, are married, or just dating men in general, we tend to tear down, like dismantle a man with our words. And we have to be careful what words are coming off of our mouth, or out of our mouth and off of our tongue, because you can't take it back. And they say, oh, sticks and stones may break my bones, words may never hurt me. That little saying is not true, because words actually stick. Words stick like glue. You don't know it, but think back over your life. Think back over the times where you feel insecure about something, or you feel afraid to do something. Like in that moment, ask yourself, where's this coming from? You want to know where it's coming from? It's coming from something traumatic, or something that happened throughout your life that you didn't like, that you equated with something hurtful, you equated with something painful, you equated with something bad. So you develop this natural defense mechanism of fear, feeling less than, you just develop all these different types of emotions and things that may not be good, based off of maybe something happened in childhood, something that happened a couple days ago. It's just along the way. It comes from life experiences. So we know that words do stick and words do hurt, and we hold on to them even when we say we don't, we do. And so make sure you're keeping that in mind when you are dealing with a man. And even if it's not on a romantic level, a co-worker, a friend, a family member, we need to be more uplifting, because we have the power to uplift and tear down, especially us women. And so if we're real with ourselves, we know the control and the power that we do have as women, and the gifts that we do have with the power of our tongue. So we need to be more wise in the way that we use it. So if a man is doing something that you don't like, your first word should not be, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're ignorant, you don't know anything, I'm not listening to you, you are foolish, just tearing them down. If you're with a man and he feels like, this relationship isn't going anywhere, I think it's better for me to walk away before I hurt you, or before we both end up hurting each other. I love you, but that I feel like there's more out here. Yes, that hurts. Trust me, it hurts. But in the long run, he's really doing you both a favor. But for now, we're going to talk about why that hurts. It hurts because you feel like a lot of times you may have invested a lot of time. You may have given so much of yourself to this man, and you don't understand from your standpoint why he doesn't want it. Well, of course, you're going to feel like that. Everybody feels that way. Why wouldn't you want me? Because you are you. So you feel like you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everybody feels that way. So you gotta stop trying to enforce what you would do, because you're like, oh, if I was with this person, if I was with me, I would love the things I do. Yes, because that's you. Of course, you love yourself, or you feel like you love yourself, or you appreciate the things that you are capable of doing, or you're just in your comfort zone and you're like, well, this is my max of what I'm willing to do, and he should love it, and that's not necessarily true for him. He may not love it. He may feel like, maybe it's just not what he's looking for. Long story short, he tries to break up with you. Your first reaction to it should not be to tear him down. Should not be like, oh, nobody's gonna want you. You this and this negative things. I made you. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have had nothing. I am the best thing that you ever had. I'm the best woman you'll ever have. You ain't gonna have nobody. Good luck. Trying to like make him fearful of leaving you. First of all, if you want to leave, let him go. Go cry in a car. Go write all that stuff on a note to yourself, and just, but don't go spitting venom at this man. Let him go, because that's not gonna make him come back. That's not gonna make him say, you know what, she's right. Let me go ahead and stay. And if he does, he's going to try to hurt you bad, and it may not be physically. A lot of times it's not physically, but he's going to do something. It's going to really, really hurt you. And it's because he resents you. Because you tried to hurt him. You bruised his ego. You try to make him feel like he was less than. And you try to make him feel like he can't get anything better than you. You're confusing him. A lot of times men look to us women for support. And we don't realize that it's like, we feel like we need them more than they need us, but it's really like an even playing field. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like men and women both need each other equally. But I feel like when it comes to emotions and it comes to being able to be expressive and to share secrets and things like that, men truly need. That's why a lot of times a lot of men try to have female friends, because we're naturally nurturing and supportive when it comes to emotional things, because we're emotional creatures. So they gravitate towards us. That's why, men like to feel safe in a relationship, feel safe in a friendship, feel safe with their cousins, their sisters, and mom, and all that kind of stuff. So then they can open up, because men have feelings too. Men are just like you and me, girl. They have emotions. Sometimes their emotions is a lot more sensitive than ours, because they've been taught their whole lives that they cannot be emotional. They cannot say that something hurt them. They cannot talk about pain in a way that allows them to be vulnerable. They're supposed to get angry, or they're supposed to go out and go find somebody else, or they're supposed to just, suck up the pain and just move on with their lives. They're not allowed to. But women, we can go and cry, and everybody's here with a tissue. Everywhere you walking down the sidewalk, here comes somebody with a tissue. Oh, honey, you're okay. But a man, we look like, oh, he gay. You have to stop that. I honestly personally love when a man can be vulnerable and truthful and authentic, because he's human. And so to me, I think it's beautiful. Go ahead and express yourself. If you gotta cry, okay, I'm gonna be here for you. The same way I would want that man to be here for me, I would want that man to feel like I will be there for him. And if you are blessed enough, fortunate enough to have someone who truly loves you and care about you and want to be with you, you should be feeling the same way too. You shouldn't always be, oh, when I'm crying, he needs to be here, but I don't want to hear about his tears. And this happened to him when he was a kid, and I'm tired of hearing about it. Like he needs to grow up and all that kind of stuff. He's too weak. I'm going to go find me another man. I'm going to go cheat on him because he cry all the time, or he's in his feelings too much. Like, I'm tired of it. You need to stop. That is emasculating that man. A lot of times you have to understand that your whole entire life has been babied to a certain degree. I'm not saying like we physically been babied. Because a lot of times I do feel like women, as girls, we grow up a lot more. I feel like a lot more things are put against us than boys. It seems like it's a little harder for a girl after growing up than it is for boys. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But anyway, you have to realize that our whole lives, society, families, everybody has allowed us to feel, allowed us to have emotion, allowed us to hurt, allowed us to cry, allowed us to let people know when someone's hurt us. But society, families have not been the same way for men, for boys growing up. And so when they feel like they are with somebody who they can trust, when they trust you and they feel like, you know what, this is a good friend, or this is, I love my wife, or I love my girlfriend, or whatever. I feel like I can tell her certain things that has occurred in my life that I have not shared with anybody, or maybe it's just really built up in me and I just really want to talk about it. Granted, he should have a counselor, but what are you there for? Remember what I said at the beginning. We were created to be a man's helpmate, which means whenever he's going through things and things like that, he needs our support. He needs our help, just like we need his. So he shouldn't have to feel like I can't talk to my girl about this, and this because it's too emotional. When we're emotional creatures, let's make it make sense. We should be very understanding because we are emotional creatures. And if you're coming to us with emotional issues, we should be able to support it. We can support our girlfriends, we can support our daughters, we can support our mamas and our cousins and all the females down the line that we are attached ourselves to. So why can't we support our man if he's crying, or if he's upset, or if something's bothering him, or if he's still struggling with something that's gone on in his life that he can't seem to get past? Why can't we be more supportive instead of immediately assuming he's weak, he's not a man because you got emotional problems, but you got to deal with his emotional problems. He is just annoying. He just foolish, and treating him like a kid, but saying we want him to be our man, like, or we're supposed to be best friends, or we're co-workers or whatever, and you just talking over him like he's not nothing, like he's less than you, like you're just so despised, like he makes you feel so just like your skin is crawling every time you see him, or every time you hear him talk, or you're trying to avoid him when he's in his feelings about something. Like, we just have to learn that it's not okay. And I don't know who taught us that it was, but somewhere down the line we were taught incorrectly. Somewhere down the line, somebody made up some foolish idea about girls and females in general. Women are permitted to be emotional and to share their feelings and to talk about things that is hard for them to work through. But men, boys, the male gender is not. And I don't know who made that up, but it really is tearing us apart as a whole. Every race. It's not even just a black race. I'm not even making it a racial thing, but it's across the board. You have some women who are just very, very venomous, and they just attack. Everything, I'm going to tear you down, especially in relationships and marriages. I'm going to tear you down, but I still want you to be with me. You better not go nowhere. You better not do this. You better not, that man is not your property. He's still his own human being. He still has he still has the opportunity to make the decisions that he feels is best for his life. And if that doesn't include you, yes, it will hurt. Trust me, I understand that. But he has the right to make that decision. And so because of that, it's not your job to try to control him by your words, trying to manipulate him to do what you want him to do, or to feel less than with your words. Use your words to be uplifting. And even if it hurts, if he wants to leave your life, let him know you support him, you understand, and then you can go to the car, or as soon as he walks through that door, you can scream, holler, throw a fit, everything. But don't ever use your words to emasculate any man, or use your words to try to destroy because it's not going to get you anywhere in the end. So the best way is just to go ahead. You're going to hurt either way. I'd rather hurt and be humble with it. I'd rather take the pain and let you go if that's what you really want to do. Or if you're doing something I don't agree with, you're trying to invest in something, I'm like, why are you investing in this? As long as, I'm not saying like you sit back and if the man's trying to tell you he wants to cheat on you and all that stuff, you just deal with it. I'm not saying, I'm just saying like, if he is, doing something that maybe you just feel like it's a little ignorant, or, learn to just be humble with it and just say, I support you. I don't agree with it, but I'm going to respect your decisions on this and let it go. That don't mean go run and tell your girlfriends that how stupid he is or how dumb he is, because that's the same thing. And eventually he's gonna find out that you've been talking about him. So honestly, let's just work on it. Let's work on just being better women and supportive and, living our purpose, and part of our purpose is to be the helpmate to men, especially when we're married to men. We need to be mindful of that. Just because he marries you doesn't mean that he automatically becomes your puppy or your child. He is still supposed to be the head of your household, and you need to respect him and not start with all the foolishness, all the sis, you a girl, and all this crazy stuff that I've heard women say over the years. It's ridiculous. But yeah, this video is getting long, so I'm just gonna stop there. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to bash any woman out there or try to make it seem like men are so much better and they need all the support and everything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, just be mindful that you have the power to build that man up or to break him down. And no matter what role he plays in your life, be respectful, be courteous, and even if you don't agree, you don't have to go straight to trying to tear him down, trying to hurt him, and just tarnish his character just because you don't agree with him or you don't like him or whatever the situation is. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment box below. We'll continue the conversation, and let's be courteous, polite, and share whatever experiences you've had, and we will talk next time. Bye.